We are very good fortune of having His Grace Amogli Prabhu. He is the Vice President of ISKCON in Dwarka, also co-faculty at IMS Ahmedabad for teaching principles, ethics and morality in leadership. Also, Prabhuji is the Director of ISKCON Youth Forum Dwarka for uplifting characters amongst youth, deliver weekly sessions at NISIT and DTU, and also co-director and corporate trainer for Weavers Vedic Solution to empower resources by value education, a spiritual cooperative training wing. Also deliver sessions on stress management, anger management, conflict management, etc. in companies like Max, New York Life, Emini, Nestle, Maruti, Holland Tractors, Ernest Young, and Prakash Industries, to the name of a few. Also context writer for spiritual syllabus for practical implementation of spiritual in modern times of Hare Krishna devotees in Delhi NCR. Also co-director and script writer for Vaikuntha Players, a spiritual drama group. Lifestyle coach for families, corporate youth and children. So very good fortune of having His Grace Amogli Prabhuji. He is going to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, verse chapter 4.8, where Dhruv Maharaj leaves from the home for the forest. Prabhuji, I'll hand out the call to you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
All right. Thank you everyone, and giving me a chance to serve all of you. And today we are discussing a very important verse. And I can see that most of the they are Mataji's here, and this verse is more about brahmachari life, and Srila Prabhupada is talking about that. But as a brahmachari or brahmachari life is important for men, and similarly chastity is also important for women, and that is the strength of woman, and brahmachari life is strength of a man. So we'll discuss about this particular verse. Maitre uvacha sarakadya naradascha rishuva hansa arunyarati naite grihanan brahmasuta hayasannurdharveretashaha. Translation goes like this. The great sage Maitreya said, the four great Kumar sages headed by Sanaka, as well as Narada, Ribhu, Hansa, Aruni and Yati, all sons of Brahma, did not live at home, but became Urdhvareta, or Naishtika Brahmacharis, unadulterated celibates. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The system of brahmacharya has been current since the birth of Brahma. A section of the population, especially male, did not marry at all. Instead of allowing them to be driven downwards, they used to lift the semen up to the brain. They are called Urdhva Retashaha, who lifts it up. Those who lift up. Semen is so important that if by the yogic process one can lift the semen up to the brain, he can perform wonderful work. One's memory is enabled to act very swiftly, and the duration of life is increased. Yogis can thus perform all the kinds of austerities with steadiness and awe, and be elevated to highest perfectional stage, even to the spiritual world. Vivid examples of brahmacharis who accepted the principle of life are the four sages, Sanak, Sanatana and Sanak Kumar, as well as Narada and others. Another significant phrase here is Naiti Grihan Hai Avasan. They did not live at home. Griha means home as well as wife. In fact, home means wife. Home does not mean a room or a house. One who lives with a wife lives at home. Otherwise, a sannyasi or brahmachari, even though he may live in a room or in a house, does not live at home. That they did not live at home, and they did not accept a wife, and so there was no question of their discharging semen. Semen is meant to be discharged when one has a home, a wife, and the intention to beget children. Otherwise, there is no injunction for discharging semen. These principles were followed from the beginning of creation, and such brahmacharis never create progeny. This narration has dealt with the descendants of Lord Brahma from Manu's daughter Prasuti. Prasuti's daughter was Dakshayani or Sati, in relation to whom the story of Daksha Yagya was narrated. Maitreya is now explaining about the progeny of the sons of Brahma. Out of the many sons of Brahma, the brahmachari sons headed by Sanak and Narada did not marry at all, and therefore there is no question of narrating history of their descendants. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurumritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupagadamayyam Dadati Supratikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapatakamelam Shri Gurun Vaishnavansha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagara Raghunathanikam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagara Lalita Shri Vishakhanditascha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namonsate Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatrubheshta Kripa Sindhubi Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. So today's verse is very important, and today we are discussing about, and Shri Prabhupada is especially highlighting the importance of brahmachari life. And among the 4 ashramas, the student life is known as brahmachari life. And earlier boys were being sent to Gurukuls, and in Gurukuls we trained under a very competent spiritual master, and under him they would maintain brahmachari life. So being a brahmachari, there are 2 aspects of being a brahmachari. One is being highlighted here, that is maintaining semen in one's body. And semen is a very concentrated spiritual energy in the body. Though it appears that it is material energy, reason being whatever we eat, it becomes part of our flesh and bones, and finally bone marrow, and then from bone marrow ultimately it becomes the semen. And single drop of semen is made up of 40 drops of blood as per allopathy. For Ayurveda, 80 drops of blood makes 1 drop of semen. So that means it is very, very concentrated form of energy. And certainly it is not meant for wasting just because of some cheap thrills which sometimes people get addicted to. But semen is a very, very powerful thing. And since at that time boys were trained to be brahmacharis in the ashram with the spiritual master, they would maintain the semen in the body. And this semen is very, very beneficial. Scriptures, they highlight the importance of having the semen and how semen is so beneficial by keeping them within the body, and it gives longevity, it gives them long age, it gives them beauty, and it gives them intelligence, spiritual intelligence. We see nowadays people are not able to understand spiritual subject matters. One of the great reasons is that people discharge semen and they do not retain semen. Earlier, the problem of having menopause used to be only among the women. But nowadays, even men are having menopause, reason being they discharge so much semen throughout their life that even when they reach their 50s and 60s, now they also have menopause. In a sense, they don't have the capacity or potency to produce a child. So that means maintaining in terms of retention of the semen is very, very important. And Shivananda Swami, who is though a Brahmavadi, and he quotes that what happens if somebody practices brahmacharya. He says by the practice of brahmacharya, longevity, luster, strength, vigor, knowledge, beauty, fame, piety and devotion to truth, they increase when somebody practices brahmacharya. So that is, there are so many benefits of having a brahmachari life. And ideally someone who is practicing brahmachari life, there are 8 aspects of brahmachari life which are also highlighted by Srila Prabhupada in Canto 6, verse number 13. He says that if somebody is a brahmachari, one should not think about women. Second, one should not speak about sex life. Third is, he says, one should not dally with women. One should not look lustfully at women. One should not talk immediately with women. One should not decide to have sexual intercourse. And one should not endeavor for sex life. And one should not engage in sex life. So these are the 8 aspects of brahmachari life which Srila Prabhupada quotes from Sridhar Swami's commentary, where he says, Smaranam Kirtanam Keli Prakesham Guhya Bhashanam Sankalpo Dhaya Ashvacha Kriya Nivritterevacha. So this is the definition of brahmachari which one should follow. And once somebody asked Srila Prabhupada that, Srila Prabhupada, we call devotees, the female Mataji, the devotees as Matajis. But I don't get a feel that they are my Matajis, because I look at them, they are very beautiful, and to call them Matajis is an austerity for me. So what is the benefit of calling them Mataji? So Srila Prabhupada said, at least you will not propose them for sex life. Even you may have lusty feelings, but at least you will not propose them for sex life, because you are calling them Mataji. How can somebody say, Mataji, I am in love with you, oh Mataji, will you marry me? There was one brahmachari, disciple of Navagendra Swami Maharaj, and somehow he was infatuated with one Mataji in the community. And because it was irresistible for him to stop himself, that's why he said, Maharaj, actually I want to get married to certain Mataji. And Maharaj literally was beating him physically with fist. He slapped him. He said, what kind of rascal are you? You are saying, I want to marry that Mataji. How can you marry your mother, the one who is your mother? And that way, Srila Prabhupada always highlighted that we should call the ladies as Mataji. In fact, somebody said, Swamiji, don't you think Mataji is not so respectful for the ladies, because they feel offended when we call them Mataji? And then Srila Prabhupada said, but this is the purest of all. This is the purest designation which we can give to the lady. And then somebody said, Srila Prabhupada, but we can call them Behenji. What about Behenji? In India, it is quite famous to call them as Behenji. Srila Prabhupada said, Behenji is second class. First class is Mataji. So those who are, of course, not introduced to the Vedic culture, they may feel offended that somebody is calling me Mataji. But actually, this is the culture. When Arjuna went to Swarga, to heavens, to the heavenly planets, over there he met Urvashi. And Urvashi got so much attracted towards Arjuna. She saw that, what a handsome guy. I had never seen such a handsome person. But Arjuna knew that Urvashi, she is a consort. She is one of the person who belongs to Lord Indra. And Indra is the father of Arjuna. So Arjuna could see that she is from the cadre, in terms of seniority. So he called Urvashi as Mataji. So when he called Urvashi Mataji, so Urvashi became so angry. She said, how dare you call me Mataji? Since you have insulted my beauty by calling me Mataji, I'll curse you that you will become a eunuch. So he felt very strange. I respected her by calling her Mataji, but she has become so angry. So he went to his father, Indra. He said, my father, I respected Urvashi by calling her Mataji, and she became angry. She cursed me that I should become a eunuch. So Indra said, don't worry. I minimize the effect of her curse. You will remain a eunuch, but for only 1 year. And you will use this curse of becoming eunuch for 1 year when you will be in Agyatvas. In future, you will be using it to hide your identity. In this way, you will be saved. So don't worry about that. But we see that it is very important of our part of our culture that we are to treat ladies as Matajis. And that's why Srila Prabhupada always highlighted that we should call them as Matajis and we should respect them as Matajis. So somebody is very lusty, somebody may not be able to restrain one's senses, but yes, if somebody calls Mataji, then automatically there is a kind of restraint which comes. Some of the devotees also, when they see that calling Mataji has become a ritual for them. We call them Mataji, but that's like calling a woman. Hey woman, so hey Mataji. So some of the devotees also practice calling them mother. Excuse me mother, how can I serve you? So using a different word, mother, it also gives a kind of feeling which is more respectable. So calling Mataji and respecting a woman is very, very important. Maintaining a safe distance, that's very important. I met one person who was from Art of Living. And he said, I have seen in your ISKCON, the Hare Krishnas, you maintain distance with women. Women, they sit separately in your classes. Men, they are sitting separate. Even when you have yatras, men are walking separately, ladies are walking separately. In our Art of Living, we mingle with each other. And that is, we are quite advanced, but you seem to be quite backward, you Hare Krishnas. Because, you have separated, and this separation of gender is so much there. It seems like you people are quite backward. So I replied to them, yeah, that certainly we must be backward. You are quite advanced in Art of Living, where men and women, they mingle without any discrimination. Even in cats and dog society, they mingle very easily. There is no distance of respect. So that is what kind of category you belong to, you have already told. I can't discuss anything further with you. But Srila Prabhupada says, also in Krishna book, he says that in any respectable society, there would be a distance of respect between men and women. It's not a distance of somebody is very lusty or somebody is an animal within. It's not like that. It is just a distance of respect. And in any civilized society, we see that this distance of respect is there. There was one devotee, he approached Srila Prabhupada. He said, Srila Prabhupada, how can there be love without sex life? And then Srila Prabhupada said, in this world there is no love. He said, Srila Prabhupada, but there is love. When we have sex with someone, it's kind of expression of love. Srila Prabhupada took his hand, went to the window, from the window we could look. So many Matajis and men and women, they were passing by. He said, just pick anyone and get married. But you may have sex life, but you will not have love. Love is different from sex life. So in material world, we see that sex life is advertised as love. In this world, actually, there is no love. It is all lust. And when we talk about lust, lust is more of cravings. But in order to advertise these carnal cravings in a decent way, people put a sticker of love on it. There are many words which are misused in this material world. One of them is love. Love is misused word. There is no love in this material world. It is just I scratch your skin, you scratch my skin, I squeeze your skin, you squeeze my skin, and that's love, that's it. But it is all protein-made skin, that's it. So that's why, because sex life is advertised so much in the movies, in TV serials, in billboards, in magazines, and that's why we see that there is a rampant propaganda about it. Once Bhakti-Vikas Maharaj was asked that, Maharaj, why do you speak so much about sex life? And how you are able to speak so frankly about sex life? He said, I speak about sex life so much because that's the current of society. That's the basic current of society. People live with it. That's the nucleus of society. People have all the dealings because all the dealings are focused on sex life itself, where I can get a benefit. All the relationships are formed based on sex life. When a boy is shown the picture of girls that choose which one is the fittest, the boy doesn't see the son, the boy doesn't see the family background, the boy doesn't see what's the devotional background, what are the credentials in the girl. He only sees the packaging of the girl. How bright is the skin, which I can enjoy, which I can exploit. Similarly, girl also looks in a boy, not the culture, not the sanskars, not his devotional knowledge, nothing. Either she may see money or the physical figure so that she can satisfy herself. In this way, materially, we see that in the material world, it is very difficult for people to follow brahmachari life, or some of them they reject brahmachari life as impractical, because it is frequent education and advertisement of sex life, and that way people are so much convinced about it. In fact, I have seen that some of the people, when they try to follow brahmachari life, they are discouraged to be a brahmachari. They say, come on, Baba, it is not practical. How can you stop that force? That force of carnal craving is wild. So it is better that you become a householder, you get married. Even somebody is trying to do that. But factually speaking, it is possible. Even though Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says that the most recommended ashram for Kali Yuga is Grihastha ashram. But we see the other acharyas, they also say that, but if it is possible to be a brahmachari, then be a brahmachari. Though as a whole, we see that Grihastha ashram is more practical, so that one can regulate one's senses. In fact, Srila Prabhupada also said that currently all the devotees, they might be staying in the ashram. Even Grihastha used to stay in ashram. But he said in future, our temples would be empty. There would not be any brahmacharis in our temples, in ISKCON temples. But in future, we will also see that there would be so many congregational devotees. So many congregational devotees. And we can see this pattern already happening in the West. Like all of you are in America, you can see that in the temples in USA, they hardly have brahmacharis, very few. Maybe say Bhakti Yoga Center or few others, maybe say New Jersey. Few other temples they have brahmacharis, but otherwise in USA, all of you are staying in USA, and you can see that there are hardly any brahmachari. In fact, brahmachari ashram is not part of temple complex. There is a DT kitchen, there is an altar, there is a temple hall, there can be a prasadam hall. But there is no brahmachari ashram, even a part of architecture. The reason being that it is so difficult to be a brahmachari being in USA. Being in Europe, it's so difficult. So that way we see that brahmachari ashram is now shrinking more and more. In India, though, we have brahmachari ashram, but not in all places. Many of the centers, they are being run by grihasthas. Temples are being run by grihasthas. Rath Yatras are organized by grihasthas. Temple construction is happening by the grihasthas. And of course, they are doing commendable job. No doubt about that. They are doing 10 times more service than the brahmacharis. But brahmachari as an ashram is shrinking. Like they're saying, species on extinction. So brahmacharis are the species on extinction. Gradually, they are reducing in number. They are reducing in quality as well, because the glamour of Kali Yuga is increasing more and more. So that is, we see that brahmachari ashram is reducing. And the potency also in terms of the quality of the brahmacharis is also reducing, or if you see all across. But yes, it will be like this for some time, but more and more Harinam Sankirtan will spread. Then gradually we see that this impossible task to be a brahmachari in Kali Yuga will become possible. When Srila Prabhupada was addressing in a class, he said, if somebody can be a brahmachari till the age of 25, then the brain becomes so vital, the brain becomes so strong, that one can understand spiritual knowledge very easily. So when he spoke this in the class, all those who were hearing the class, most of them were hippies. And they were all sort of sexual bad habits like masturbation and all that. And they felt so ashamed. Srila Prabhupada said, till the age of 25, but they had bad habits since the age of 15. And they were feeling so embarrassed. So many of them, they bowed their head down in shame. And Srila Prabhupada could see that they have bowed down their head in shame. So Srila Prabhupada said, but anyways, by chanting Hare Krishna, everything will be all right. So that is, we may have some shortcomings because we are Kali Yuga products, and it is very difficult to be a brahmachari in Kali Yuga. But the great hope is, by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra attentively, one can practice brahmacharya. By chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra attentively, even one can practice it in Grihastha ashram. So for the wife to follow the principles of chastity, and for the man, a Grihastha man, he should follow to be a brahmachari. One Srila Prabhupada said all women should get married and all men should be brahmacharis. So somebody said, Srila Prabhupada, how is it possible? How is it possible that all men should be brahmacharis and all ladies should be married? Srila Prabhupada said, that is your management. That is what you have to manage. Somehow all ladies should be married and men should be brahmacharis. And when we say brahmachari, even the person who uses sexual urge only to beget Krishna conscious children, then he is also in a way counted as a brahmachari. Because like Gaur Govind Maharaj, he had sexual connection with his wife only 7 times. And he had 7 children. That's it. 7 children, 7 times physical union, and that's it. So that means Gaur Govind Maharaj, even though before coming to ISKCON he was a Grihastha, but actually in a way he was a brahmachari, because he had physical union only 7 times and 7 children, and that's it, nothing else. So ideally, of course, if somebody can be a brahmachari or being regulated, that's very good. Once somebody said, Srila Prabhupada, you said that we should be a brahmachari, but Krishna was a Grihastha. Krishna had 16,000 wives. So why you ask us to be a brahmachari? Yes, so Srila Prabhupada said, see, Grihastha life is great, but brahmachari life is safe. So you better be safe and let Krishna be great. So let Krishna be a Grihastha, he may have 16,000 wives or even more. All the 16,000 wives of Krishna, they are so happy, they have no complaints, they don't go to a policeman, they look to launch an FIR against Krishna, that my husband has got 16,107 wives more, and this guy does not give me time. There is no such complaint by the wives of Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada said, so let Krishna be great, being a Grihastha, and let you be saved by being a brahmachari. But yes, as you know that the practical ashram in Kali Yuga is Grihastha ashram. And instead of somebody tolerating the great urge, which is beyond tolerance in terms of sexual urge or the urge of genitals, then it is better that one becomes a very regulated Grihastha. And of course, Grihasthas are also required because brahmacharis can't give birth to brahmacharis. Brahmacharis are Grihasthas. So certainly we need Grihasthas also so that they can give birth to brahmacharis. They can bless us by the brahmacharis. There was one brahmachari in our temple and he got married. So we told him, see Prabhu, we are investing one brahmachari in Grihastha's gang. So now it is your responsibility to give us 8 brahmacharis. It's an investment. So it was on the lighter note, of course. But the point is that we need all of them. We need Grihasthas, we need brahmacharis, we need Vanaprasthas as well. And we need sannyasis as well. And of course, this Vanaprastha ashram is a very important ashram. Currently, ISKCON has not tapped the power of Vanaprastha. If we have trained Vanaprastha devotees who are also brahmacharis after Grihastha life, then these Vanaprastha devotees who are trained also now in knowledge, and they are also experienced because they raised their children. Now they have also got their children married. Now they are settled. These vanaprasthas can be guide to the grihasthas. These vanaprasthas can be parental figure to the brahmacharis, and these vanaprasthas can be friends to the sannyasis. Because sometimes sannyasis they also need to share their hearts, but there's no one to share their hearts. So they can come to vanaprastha, who is also now a brahmachari after spending good amount of time in grihastha life. So currently ISKCON has not tapped the power of vanaprastha ashram. We have sannyasis, we have brahmacharis, we have grihasthas, but we don't have vanaprasthas. We see the most people who have lived their life in dedication, in great sadhana, chanting 16 rounds and reading scriptures in depth, and they are so solid in philosophy, they are often distributing Charanamrita in our temples only. And they are not able to act as shelter to the brahmacharis and guides to the grihasthas who are like newly married people. Those who are newly married, they do not have experience of the material world. So vanaprasthas can tell them, my dear, we have the experience how to deal with the material world, how to take care of children, how to take care of wife, how to take care of husband, we can tell you. And they can be friends to the sannyasis. So vanaprastha is also another aspect of brahmachari life which ISKCON is yet to tap its power in. And we need to have training modules for the vanaprasthas. We should actually have regular training for the vanaprasthas. And then ISKCON will become complete in terms of ashram as well, because this third ashram is missing in ISKCON currently, the vanaprastha ashram. We don't have any training for them. So many of them, they retire or they go to Vrindavan, they get a flat and they are visiting temples or they are having some medicines and they live life like that. But of course, as a community, if we want to become strong, then brahmacharis and vanaprasthas, they can be great support to the grihasthas because they are guiding them, they are source of inspiration for them. And of course, both of the vanaprasthas, the sannyasis and the brahmacharis, all the three of them, they receive physical help in terms of money or shelter, in terms of physical shelter, donations from the grihasthas. And in this way, all the four ashramas are required in a society. But yes, in today's purport, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada is highlighting the importance of brahmacharya, which all of us should try to practice as much as possible. In Kali Yuga, of course, Kali Yuga is the age of agitation. But we should not aggravate the agitation. Srila Prabhupada used to say, agitation is already there, don't aggravate it. So agitation is there in all the ashramas in Kali Yuga. Brahmacharis also are there to face agitation. Grihasthas also have to face agitation. And sannyasis also, they are to go to so many places which are not meant for sannyas life. So that way, Kali Yuga is an age of agitation. But yes, if we stay together and we do Harinam Sankirtan and we very attentively listen to the Hari Katha regularly, then that entire community will be strengthened to such an extent that we can penetrate through this dark age of Kali Yuga and the impossible can become possible. Alright, so I'll stop here. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anybody has any question? Hare Krishna, I can't hear you, yes? Oh, okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Pranam.
It's a very, very nice class, Prabhu. I have a small question. What about Mataji, Prabhu, if for Vanaprastha, means how they can maintain their...
In Vanaprastha ashram, the husband and wife, they can stay together, but not in the same room. They don't sleep on same bed. Yeah. So in Vanaprastha life, husband and wife, they can stay together. Like we see, Dhritarashtra, he left with his wife. Gandhari. So even in Vanaprastha life, they can stay together, but they sleep in different rooms. They don't. They live like two brahmacharis in an ashram. Their home becomes an ashram, like that, and they live in a simple dwelling. So somebody is living in a bungalow. Then in Vanaprastha ashram, one lives in a very simple dwelling. One may sell that off, give part of it as a donation, or keep it for the future safety. But the husband and wife, they both take Vanaprastha life. So wife also shares partnership in Vanaprastha life. So she also wears very simple cloth. There is no decoration. She doesn't, do a makeup, lipstick, kajal, etc. She lives also like a very simple living, just like her husband in Vanaprastha life. Or they can also live separately, but the quarters are very close, so that in case the wife needs any kind of help, that is also there. In case they have got a son, so son will take care of the mother in Vanaprastha life. And she also, once the husband has left for Vanaprastha life, and he lives separately, then she also doesn't do any kind of makeup or any kind of embellishments or decorations. She also lives a very simple life. She may wear a very simple sari She will have Vaishnav tilak, but no eyeliners, no kajal, no lipstick, nothing doing. Absolutely very simple life. And some of the Vanprastha Matajis also shave their heads or keep hair very small because hair is a sign of beauty. They do not maintain any beauty because the beauty was for the husband. Now husband has already left for Vanprastha life, for pure life, for brahmachari life once again. So they assist the husband in Vanprastha life. And they also live a very pure life. Intense sadhana is there for the Matajis. And they read scriptures very deeply because when they were grihastas, they had children, they had responsibilities. Raising children is such a great responsibility. So now when they enter Vanprastha life, they study scriptures very deeply, very intently. So Matajis also, they also share Vanprastha life with the husband. Is that okay?
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Any other question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandrat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Kuti Dandrat Pranam to you, and please give your assistance regularly. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. That's it. Any other questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandrat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada and Maharaj. Very, very wonderful, and we explain about the importance of life. I still have.
So I'm not able to hear you. Can you come again because maybe network is a little slow. Can you come again with the question?
Everybody mute the phone. Gaurangi Mataji, we are not able to hear you.
Hare Krishna. This is
The others
Shyama.
who are not speaking, they will mute their phone so that I can hear clearly. What's the question?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Yeah. Prabhuji, thank you so much for explaining about brahmachari life. Prabhuji, you said about Vanaprastha. So, the Vanaprastha ashram is for ladies also, Prabhuji, or just Prabhuji
Yes.
can go?
I just explained about the ladies. They can also enter Vanprastha life, but she will practice Vanprastha life under the sun. Sun is there to take care of the physical needs of mothers, but she will also live Vanprastha life with the sun, because now husband has left for brahmachari life. He may visit the wife, visit the family members, but he lives in a separate dwelling just to maintain brahmachari, like that. So she is under the guidance and protection of the husband. The sun, like that. In case the son is not there, then they live in the same house but in separate rooms, and they live like two brahmacharis. Mataji and Prabhuji, husband and wife, they live like two brahmacharis. In case the son is not there, they only had a daughter and they could not have any child. Then so we have to see that what was their family dynamics when they entered Vanaprastha life. Is that okay?
Yes,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Any other question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I just wanted some more clarification regarding the Vanaprastha life. What are the activities, first of all, in the Vanaprastha life? Is it going to be, they can live in the city also and practice Vanaprastha? Or
of course, they can live in cities. Yeah, Vanaprasthas, they can live in cities. Because ours is a preaching movement. Okay. So it is not that we retire to some forest. So in case somebody wants to go to forest, one may go to forest of Vrindavan, and that too by the permission of spiritual master. Okay. Otherwise, one should stay in city, and because that's a Prabhudatta Desh, spiritual master has given that place for preaching, for seva. So it is. So Vanaprastha life is all about maintaining purity in terms of our lifestyle, and there is no sexuality in Vanaprastha life. So one lives a very pure life. But one serves in a local temple, cooking for the Lord, doing kirtan for the Lord. There is Vrindavan, Vaikuntha. So we have to serve in the local temple. But in case spiritual master says, no, you do your 1% Vrindavan, then go to Vrindavan, Jagannath Puri, Mayapur. That's another thing. But ideally, one can stay in a place where one is living, but one is more pure in one's life in terms of sadhana. And as I told you, there is no sexuality. So pure life.
Will it also include, what are the activities of those Prabhus who are going to be in the Vanaprastha life? First of all, I know you mentioned about, so the preaching will also be included, plus seva at the temple.
Seva at the temple, everyday Mangal Aarti, timely sleeping, timely getting up. Every day in Vanaprastha life, one should come for Mangal Aarti, one should chant japa with devotees, because now there is intense purification. One believes, I was a grihastha and I got so much contamination, even unknowingly when I was working, so much of karma I accrued while working, making money for the family. Now I have to purify myself in the fire of tapasya. So Vanprastha person thinks that I have to burn myself in the fire of tapasya. So now this person takes to intense sadhana. So this person may take a home near a temple, and every day would come for Mangalarti, chant japa with devotees, hear Harikatha, Srimad Bhagavatam, study Srimad Bhagavatam, serve the devotees. So then he gets back to full-fledged devotion service in connection to the devotees association and sadhana, chanting Harinam and Harikatha. So gets back to the brahmachari life. So brahmachari life, grihastha, and again brahmachari life is known as Vanprastha life.
Okay. But one last question.
So Vanprastha may wear not saffron. The Vanprastha can wear white cloth. Okay. He takes to saffron when he takes sannyas. In case he doesn't take sannyas, then one can continue to wear white.
One last question, Prabhuji. So what happens? I forgot the question. Sorry, Prabhuji. It's okay. Forgot the question.
Yes, Prabhu, you were saying something.
Prabhuji, so during Vanaprastha ashram, is there earning? Does men and women earn?
No, there is no earning. No, there is no earning. He lives like a brahmachari. Brahmachari has no earning, no job, nothing doing. So one may have some savings. One can use that. Or one should just live depending on some donations in case they come like that. And he comes to the temple, has some prasadam. Or in case that is not practical for you, then you can save some money for your Vanprastha life. Like there are devotees like this. They save money in their old age. They get interest from their savings, and they live very minimal basic needs of their life. They get fulfilled. That's it. So that is also Vanprastha life in terms of practicality can be done. That they can save money in grihastha life for their Vanprastha life. And that's why it's very important that one should get timely married. If somebody gets married timely, one can retire timely. Nowadays, children, they are getting married late. We will marry late. We'll marry in 30s. If I marry late, I will retire late. If I will retire late, what kind of service will I do? Because I'm an old guy now. My joints are paining, my body is paining and aching. How can I do that? So that is one should timely get married so that one can timely retire also. That's Vanprastha life. So one can save some money for old age, to live in a bare minimum requirements in Vanprastha life. I can see all of you are quite interested in Vanprastha life.
Thank you.
Because all the questions are about Vanprastha life. So all the very best for your Vanprastha Krishna conscious life.
Hare Krishna.
All right.
Prabhuji,
Last question.
Following Vanaprastha life, what will be the next step, Prabhuji, before sannyas and all? So how does that happen, and how does it progress?
Yeah. So scriptures, they say that those who have more Brahminical qualities, they should take sannyas. Right? And those who have administrative qualities, they should go till Vanaprastha, but not sannyas. And those who are Vaishya, so they should stay in Grihastha life, but not take to Vanaprastha, not sannyas life. And those who are Shudras, they should only stay in Grihastha life.
Okay.
But all of us are Vaishnavas. We are not Shudras, we are not Brahmanas, we are not Vaishyas, we are not Brahmanas, sorry, Kshatriyas. So that means if somebody is detached sufficiently from matter, in terms of enjoying spirit towards the matter, it can be opposite gender, it can be things to enjoy through senses, then one, by the blessings of spiritual master, can take sannyas. Or one can continue to be a Vanprastha. That is also an option. And I'll stay as Vanprastha, I'll serve in a local temple, I'll serve the devotees, that's it. Because with sannyas comes fame. And devotee is the one who stays away from fame. He doesn't have a desire for fame. Fame may come to him, but he should not desire fame. So with sannyas comes fame as well. So one should be afraid of sannyas life. Reason being, with sannyas comes fame. And because sannyasi is meant to travel, so sannyasi also has to take karma. So that means his sadhana should be very up to the mark. If it is not there, then one has to take so much of karma, being a sannyasi. So because people touch your sleep, and then they give karma. So in case somebody is that is, there should be a fear to take sannyas. We have one devotee. His name is Mohan Rupa Prabhu, who is the Delhi Temple president. He went to one sannyasi, very senior sannyasi. He said, Maharaj, everyone is pushing me for sannyas. I am afraid of taking sannyas, Maharaj. So that sannyasi said, if you would not have been afraid of taking sannyas, I would have been afraid of you. So to take sannyas, one should have fear in heart. That Maya also makes a test to next level when somebody takes sannyas. Taking sannyas means I am saying, Maya, test me to the next level. I am ready. Which is a very dangerous statement. So one can continue to be a Vanaprastha. And of course, in case spiritual master, he asks us to take sannyas, and we may, for the pleasure of the spiritual master, we may take sannyas. But otherwise, we should have the fear to take sannyas. Sannyas is a very dangerous ashram in terms of, because Maya testing. Of course, for preaching, sannyas is required in many cases. And in case Guru asks us to do, then we may take sannyas. But otherwise, they can continue as Vanaprastha.
Rajiv, if you have time, can I ask one question?
Yeah, sure, Prabhu, please go ahead.
So in Grihastha ashram we have children, and by the time we come to Vanaprastha ashram, they grow up and they get settled down. And still, how deeply do we have to be in touch with the children and their needs, or do we have to cut it down quite a bit, and we have to?
When somebody becomes Vanaprastha, of course one can meet with children as well. There's nothing like that. But in terms of, formalities which we have towards children, children coming home, and then we are greeting them, we are feeding them, that thing, it does not happen. We may visit them for Krishna Katha, Hari Katha. We may bring them some prasadam. We may sit together to have prasadam. Vanaprastha life doesn't mean now I have hatred for the family life. It is just that I am now practicing brahmacharya life back again with intense sadhana, with no sexuality anymore.
The attachments to children, and also in the sense, like when I said like attachments, in the sense like their needs, you don't take care of their needs anymore, right? If they have any.
No need. We need not. We should not worry about their needs. Now I am in Vanaprastha life, and now I am to still worry about their dowry and their education, their jobs. No, excuse me. Now you are free from all this. You're not to think about this. You may say, I am praying for you. All the best, my child. That's it. But of course, one should take to Vanaprastha life when he has seen that one's children, they are professionally and financially they are stable. Then one should take to Vanaprastha life, ideally. Not that children, they are not grown up. And that way, I told you that it is important to take to married life timely. If I am timely married, my children will grow up timely and I can retire timely. Otherwise, just to settle my children, now I'll enter my 60s, now I'll enter Vanaprastha life, which is now, it becomes very challenging.
Yes, sure.
So one should timely get married, that way. But one may have a social exchange with children, one can hug one's children, one can have prasadam with children, one can have gift exchange with children, one can sit with them, socialize with them, even kiss the children and hug the children. But in terms of maintenance, no. Because now I am running my own maintenance on the mercy of the Lord and Vaishnavas. It's like that.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, one question Prabhu. I think children
yes, please.
In Vanaprastha life, I understood. What about community relations, friends and all? So this all to be disconnected Prabhu in Vanaprastha life? Because if we relate...
Sorry, what's that? Come again?
Community or friends or relatives, or how are all these people related to Vanaprastha? Right?
All we relate to the people as we socially we relate to them. We may have Hare Krishna with them. We can go to their homes for prasadam as well. We can sing Hare Krishna. We can dance together. We can hug them. But in terms of society exchanges, or in terms of obligations, no more obligations. Just I meet Mr. Khanna, Mr. Chopra, Mr. Gonzalez, Mr. Morris, whatever. So that means I am just meeting my relatives as well in Vanaprastha life.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you so much, sir.
All right, devotees, thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, United States Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have one question if you have time. Sorry.
You have one question? Okay, last question.
You can go ahead first.
Now my question is very small. You were saying like we have to get married timely. So what is the age of marriage, Prabhuji? Like given by
ideally, as per Ayurveda, girls should get married at the age of 16. If a girl gets married at age of 16, then the progeny is very healthy. Ayurveda says that at the age of 16, the body of woman is so mature and so rightly ripened that she will give birth to a very healthy child. And at the age of 16, she will not have cesarean child. It is the great expectancy is that she would give a very normal delivery child. We can see now so much of cesarean children they are happening. Why? The reason being they are getting married late, and that is now the body has also doesn't have the strength to bear the pain to give birth to the child. At the age of 16, the body is flexible, and the woman can give birth to child very easily. So normal delivery will happen. Nowadays, so many cesareans are happening. Of course, it's the greed of doctors as well. But apart from that, there are complications involved. Reason being, they become mothers so late. So age of 16 is very ideal. If not 16, 18, 19, they should get married. And similar should be age of the boy, say around 20, 21. That's it. That's very good time to get married. Now we get married at the age of 30, 29, 28, and then they can't give a normal delivery to their child. So not good for the child, not good for the mother. And then mothers will become bulky, tiresome, they become tired. So this is what happens to them. So ideally one should get married at the age of 18, 19, 20, 21, like that. Now 21 they are having their MBAs, how can they marry? They have to make money, they have to have fun, and then they plan to get married, which is so stupid. They should ideally get married as soon as possible by say 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 maximum. And then so that the children can have nice upbringing very rightly, and then at the age of 50, 55, one can retire for Vanprastha life. That's the thing. But modern education, modern scenarios, they delay marriage. And that way we see that there is so much frivolous behavior, there is so much flirtatious behavior just because one doesn't have the legitimate way of expressing one's such tendencies in the right age of one's life. In that case, we see that so much flirtatious and frivolous behavior happen during that age. So one should get married timely. And the woman will also give birth to a child, would be a very healthy child. And because body is flexible, so that case normal delivery will happen. More and more the age passes, the body becomes stiff. When the body becomes stiff, the birth of the child becomes painful, and then she says, I can't bear this pain, let me have cesarean. And then they have cesarean child.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, can...
all right, devotees, thanks to all of you.
Prabhuji, one more question.
Jai Shri Prabhupada. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for being there. Give me a chance to serve all of you.
So we are seeing you as sannyasi.
I'm sorry?
We are seeing you, hearing you as a sannyasi.
You are hearing me like a sannyasi. Well, I am not going to take sannyas at all. I don't deserve to be. But yes, Shri Prabhupada keeps me in seva and serving Vaishnavas like you. That's my goal of life. So I have already achieved the goal of my life.
You have passed the life. You have passed the age of getting married. So you are sannyasi.
My age? Yeah, my age is, of course I can apply for sannyas. At the age of 35, one can apply. I'm 37 now. I can apply for sannyas, but I will never apply for sannyas. Not good for ISKCON's reputation.
Well, you can push that.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
All right, devotees, have a Krishna conscious day ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you all very, very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Jai. Then pranam to all of you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.